Well, alright. Today I'm going to talk about one of the most infamous spots in Rhode Island, and that is called the Lad School. It is in Exeter, Rhode Island. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that it was recently demolished because people kept trying to sneak onto the property and it wasn't safe. So I don't think it's still standing, or at least one of the buildings isn't there anymore. But I think it's time we talk about the Lad School, friends. I think it's time. So the Lad School, or the Joseph P. Lad School, was founded in 1907, and its original name was the Rhode Island School for the Feeble-Minded. So already awful. It started out innocent enough. It was sort of like a farm colony where people could make their own food and prepare it and make clothing and things like that. And in 1909, a girls' dormitory was built, and in 1917, the name was changed to the Exeter School. But things didn't really get better. In fact, by 1928, the Exeter School, as it was called, became overcrowded and there wasn't enough funding, and I'm so good at telling stories as well. As you can imagine, quality of life was very poor. As with all mental health facilities, especially in the 20s, patient life was a nightmare. I don't want to tell any stories that I don't think are true, but there are accounts of patients having teeth pulled without, being under anesthesia or whatever, and just in general, tales of horrific abuse and mistreatment. So in 1956, Joseph Ladd retired. And by the 70s, a lot of people were choosing to send patients to alternative assisted living homes instead. And the doors weren't officially closed until 1993, which is when I was born, which is really creepy if you think about it. People who have visited the Lad School property since then have reported orbs and hazy figures walking across the property. There have been EVPs of ghostly voices caught on tape, and there are many, many pictures of orbs floating around and all that kind of ghostly nonsense. And those recordings have been known to pick up whispers and cries and sobbing, and it's been reported that beds have moved on their own, even though no one really sleeps in them and no one needs to move anything around anymore. Things do move, and you can hear things moving in the hallways. Well, I don't think those hallways are there anymore, but you get the picture. It's creepy. So long story short, and this is already a short video, the Lad School is another unfortunate mental health facility that mistreated its patients, and it's said that their souls are still there, still suffering, and still haunting the crap out of people. So I have a friend who visited the area once before it was demolished, or whatever they're trying to do. I don't really know. I think they were trying to renovate it, but I don't think that went through. She went to see the property, and it's creepy. It's creepy just looking at it. You don't even need to go in. You can be creeped out just looking at it. But there was a cop there, and he, stopped them. He was like, "You're trespassing, you can't be here," and she almost got arrested. So it's really not a place you can go anymore, but there are, I believe 10 buildings, so I don't know if all of them are still there, or if there's remains. Like I said, it's in Exeter, Rhode Island. I mean, I guess it would be if it was called the Exeter School at one point, I would imagine. It's next to the Veterans Memorial Cemetery off of Route 4, if that means anything to you, if you want to visit. So I think that's all I got for the Lad School. I'll leave links on it below for more reading, and I will see you in the next vid.